Welcome to YOLO Texas, and this is our team of traveling Texans. Ride shotgun with us as we visit breathtaking views, check out heart-racing attractions, and taste mouth-watering foods that only this great state has to offer.
There's tamale in there. I don't know why I was so surprised about that.
Why, you ask? Well, to simply put it,
YOLO!
You only live once, Texas. Hey y'all, welcome to YOLO Texas, the show that gives you an in-depth look at some of the coolest and most interesting spots all around Texas. I'm your host, Stacy, and if you're like me, you love checking out all of the amazing festivals this great state has to offer. So first up, we're headed down to the valley to the first annual Hog Waddle Festival in San Benito. Welcome to sunny San Benito, located in the Valley of Texas and just a few miles from the Mexican border. And with the full day ahead, we sent our resident Texpert, JV Sauceda, down south, starting at a local staple, La Especial Bakery.
We do 2 empanadas. We do some of the pink and white cookies, 2 of the pink cakes, 2 of the conchas, of the amarillos, and 2 blancas.
One of the oldest panaderias in San Benito, this family-owned bakery is known for their fresh cakes, cookies, and especially their authentic pan dulce.
All right, thanks. So San Benito happens to be the hometown of my father and my grandfather, and we never made a trip without stopping by La Especial Bakery, which has been here since 1938. I wasn't going to let this trip be any different. Since I'm judging a barbecue cook-off later, I was only going to get 1, but I went ahead and got a bag full. Just as good as when I was back at my grandmother's house.
With my sweet tooth satisfied, I made a quick trip to another San Benito treasure, the Texas Conjunto Music Hall of Fame and Museum.
So I'm here with Ray Avila, who is the president of the Texas Conjunto Hall of Fame and Museum in San Benito. And Ray is going to tell us a little bit about the 3 museums that are part of this museum here.
Well, welcome to San Benito that you're here. And I used to go to the Tejano concerts in San Antonio. You know, and then I read that they had a Texas Conjunto Hall of Fame. And that had been on for about 10 years. So we go, my wife and I go over there. So we went to this Tejano, concert, and then said, well, let's go visit this museum. But when we go into the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center, asking for the museum, the receptionist said, well, there's no really an actual physical building. There was no physical building. You could go walk in there and see the photos and artifacts. So I came back and said, well, if they're not going to do it, we are going to do it. So we started, way back in 2001. Then the city gave us part of this building because there were 3 separate entities, the Freddie Fender Museum, San Benito History Museum, and the Texas Conjunto Hall of Fame. So they gave us this building, and we've been here for about 8 years.
The museum celebrates what is known as Conjunto music, a unique blend of German and Mexican polkas with South Texas influences. It promotes and displays its rich history and honors those pioneer musicians who created it.
He played at my mother-in-law's quinceañera. Conjunto is a really great blend of German polka and Mexican music, and it's pretty cool how to see how the Texas melting pot of culture has turned into all this great music and culture.
Having learned more about the musical impact of South Texas, it was time to hit up the main event over at the festival. So we met with Luis Contreras to tell us more about how it all got started.
The Hog Waddle is it's actually a historical term here in San Benito. And it's a funny story. Back in the early days of San Benito, they celebrated the harvest of their cabbage by having this parade. And so one year, one of the pioneers brought in over 2,000 of his hogs to march down Main Street in San Benito. Unfortunately, at the end of that, someone fired a celebratory shot in the air. That's what the legend says. And the pigs scattered into the town, and it took the town about 3 days to round up the hogs. And that was the first and last time San Benito ever had a hog waddle.
Given that this is the first year, what can people coming out expect to see if they find themselves here at the Hog Waddle?
We wanted it to be a family friendly. We wanted to provide some of the kiddie rides, the petting farm, the piglet farm, of course, because it goes with the Hog Waddle. We have some of the eclectic food vendors. We have our sweets, cotton candies, our aguas frescas, and we have our raspas and lemonades and things like that. But we also have our arts and crafts vendors, with some unique handmade gifts. So a little bit for everyone.
After hearing the ins and outs of what was in store at the festival, it was time for my first job as a barbecue cook-off judge.
Okay, remember, scoring is from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. You open up the tray, you get the aroma, look at the appearance, cut your sample, close it, taste, score it, pass it to the right, cleanse your palate, and start the next one.
In between bites of the best barbecue I've had in a while, there were also crafts and retail vendors, pony rides, and other activities for the whole family. And as the sun went down and the bands went up on stage, all I could do was drink a cold one and enjoy the music.
We just came to listen to some good music all night.
I'm just here visiting with my husband for the weekend, visiting my mom, and they said, hey, we've got an event in San Benito, and I was like, that's awesome, right? So we just came out for the night.
Just to have a good time with the friends, my girlfriend, bring her out, have fun with friends, and watch, amazing concert.
This is nice that this is out here tonight. We didn't expect something like this.
All right, guys, so that about does it for us down here in South Texas. If you ever find yourself down this way, make sure you stop by La Especial Bakery, the San Benito Historical Museum, and of course, the Hog Waddle. We're gonna go get packed up and head back to Central Texas. We're sending it back to you in the studio, AC. We'll see y'all later.
If you want to learn more about the city of San Benito and all the events coming up, check out the link below. Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO Texas. So imagine you just opened up a brewery and business is booming. While most people would try to expand shipping their beer out of state and maybe even out of the country, our next destination is doing just the opposite. With a team of brewers so passionate about making the best beer possible, the only place that you can sip it is right here in the great state of Texas. Started over 20 years ago in the basement of an antique store, Ale Brewing Company has grown into one of the crown jewels of the Lone Star State. And you know, Ale Brewing Company has become a must-see for thirsty travelers heading out to Blanco, and what makes this place really special is their passion for the art of brewing. And up first, we met up with head brewer Eric Casey to learn the ins and outs of this beloved beer. How does the process all work? Because you're the head brewer, you're the one who comes up with these concoctions, am I right?
It's really more of a team effort than that. And let's say we're going to make a new beer.
Right.
In that sense, we kind of start looking at flavor attributes of that beer that we're trying to bring to the table, look at what ingredients and components might bring those flavors into the mix. So that's kind of how it starts, an amorphous kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you start to kind of cut the edges off and bring it in sharper to a clearer focus. Now that we have this brand new, fully automated German brew house, it's very detailed. So when we have a recipe, we look at percentages of each ingredient. My job is to program it into the computer in a recipe format so that every little step is hit through the brewing process here.
You do not distribute outside of Texas, right?
Right, there where we're proud Texans, and that's what we want to do, produce beer for our people in that sense. Hopefully our customers appreciate the fact that we are from Texas and we plan to just stay in Texas.
And now that we know about the process of what goes into making this Texas beer, it was time to meet up with marketing and events coordinator Carrie for a tour of the production line. Hi, how's it going? I'm Aerin.
Hey, Carrie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So we just talked to Eric. You're going to give us a behind the scenes look?
Yeah, I thought we could check out the pack hall.
All right.
So we're going to head this way.
So first things first, where are we at?
All right, well this is the can line. This is how the pallets of cans come in. This here can line is kind of a circle. So this is the beginning. All right, so pretty much what's happening here, this is where the cans are actually coming out right after they're being filled with beer. And sometimes when it's getting filled, there's a little bit of overflow. It's a little sticky, so it's getting a little shower here. And then it's actually going to go through a little X-ray machine.
Oh, cool.
Right here. When we put out a 12-ounce can, we want it to be 12 ounces of beer. We don't want it to be 11 and a half ounces or 10 and a half ounces.
Awesome.
We want it to be 12. And so the X-ray actually is going to kick off any beers that aren't a full 12 ounces.
That is so good.
And then basically after, we've identified that it's a 12-ounce beer, it's actually going to get flipped upside down. Once it's upside down, that's how we're able to stamp a best by date on the bottom. And then, from here, this is kind of where we are going back in the circle to the beginning. So now, after these get dried off and date stamped, it's a finished can. So at that point, put into the little 6-pack rings. The beer is ready. Good. It's going straight onto a cold truck and out to the warehouses today.
All right, so now after learning about all these beers, it's time to taste them. So we're gonna go a little bit out of order what you see here, but nonetheless, we'll get to all of them, right? All right, so we're gonna try Fireman's 4.
Yeah, that beer's been around for 15 years. Goes down easy.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
maybe too easy. All right, so we're gonna switch from the Fireman's 4 to the Devil's Backbone.
You're gonna notice it's a lot sweeter.
Okay, yeah.
You get that? Yeah.
Yes.
It's a deceiving beer. It also goes down pretty easy.
I was gonna say.
It just happens to be over 8% alcohol instead of 4.
Really cool. So what would I find in an Axis?
So Axis is an IPA, so you're gonna get a lot of hops. The thing I love about Axis is how bright it is. So like notes of citrus, and I almost feel like it's like juicy.
Last but not least, we got a sour beer, which I've been introduced to these recently and I've taken a liking to. So this one is the Benedictum, and you said it's cherry.
Right, so this is one of those Mysterium Beer and beers. So what it is it's actually a barrel-aged version of our Brewhouse Brown Ale with an addition of cherries.
All right, well, 4 really great beers, and I haven't even gotten to the rest of them, so thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see why you are becoming very popular in Texas. Cheers. This place is right up my alley. Not only did we learn the ins and outs of brewing, we found yet another place that the people are so passionate at what they do. I want to say thank you to Ale Brewing Company for showing us around. I'm going to enjoy this beer and the sunshine, so cheers, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Want to get your hands on a Texas exclusive beer? Visit realbrewing.com. So here at YOLO Texas, we are always searching for the most interesting events to go to. So next on our calendar is the 47th Annual Texas Folklife Festival in San Antonio. The event highlights our state's diversity and heritage through a variety of delicious foods and captivating music, dance, and art. So get the family together and make plans to head to this festival next weekend. Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO Texas. So nothing captures the unique spirit of the Lone Star State like a good old-fashioned rodeo. The crowds, the excitement, the cowboys, it's all a wild ride that every true Texan should experience at least once, right? Well, our next destination offers all that and a whole lot more. So break out your Stetson and dust off your boots because we're on our way to the one and only Cactus Jack bull riding competition. This is Uvalde, known as the honey capital of the world, nicknamed the City of Trees and home of former Vice President John Nance Garner and the Cactus Jack PBR bull riding competition. Which brings us here. You know we've seen pro bull riding on TV and at the rodeo, but this time we're getting up close and personal with the bull riders themselves and with the folks that put on the show. Let's go. And to begin with, we spoke with Mayor Don McLaughlin to find out a deeper meaning about this exciting event.
The Cactus Jack Foundation started about 7 years ago, and then when we talked about different things, we didn't want to do it for profit. we wanted to do it for our community. And so the way we did it, we went to the schools and said, we want to throw this event, and we want to take that money, and we want to help the students and the teachers for some of the supplies that the schools won't buy for them or different things. So I mean, it's been a real inspiration for us. It takes the community to do what we've been able to do, and the community has really embraced it. So it's really been good.
And it's a great place to be.
Great place to be. Uvalde's a great place to be. I mean, you know, Hondo may have it's only God's country. Please don't drive through it like hell. But God just loves Uvalde. So, yeah. But it takes the community's involvement to do all that.
And that's what makes it so special.
That's what makes it so special.
And with an event this big, fans lined up hours before in hopes of meeting the biggest names of the sport, including J.B. Mooney.
The winningest man in Western sports history. He has won more money than any other cowboy combined when he's won more than anybody else. We kind of call him as a dragon slayer because there have been bulls out there like Bushwhacker and Pearl Harbor, the late Pearl Harbor. Both of those bulls had posters, t-shirts, caps. I mean, they were just a phenomenon across the country. And everybody was, well, this is the bull that'll never be ridden. Well, guess what? J.B. Mooney's the one that goes, and you know, it always seems that J.B.'s that guy to step up and become the man to go and ride bulls like that.
Whether I'm going in 1st, 5th, or 10th, they're going to leave the bull I want. I want the buckiness one in there, the one that everybody says that he can't be rode. That's the one I want because, you know, who remembers an 85-point bull ride? Nobody, but you'll remember a 95-point bull ride. So my whole career has been based on that, picking the rank ones and trying to ride them.
Say hello to your PBR World Champion.
So after a short ride and a warm welcome, we met up with the other, much bigger athletes of the competition. YOLO! You only live once, right? All right, so we're in the animal area where these big guys are the actual bulls that the Cowboys will be attempting to ride tonight. What's going on, dudes? No eye contact. They're not happy to see me. This is gonna be interesting. Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO Texas, where we are in front of Uvalde County Fairplex, where in just a few hours, some of the most die-hard rodeo fans are about to come here, hooting and hollering, waiting to experience some of the best bull riding and fighting in the entire country. I'm excited, you're excited, so let's go inside and check it out. Referred to as the most dangerous dance on dirt, Cactus Jack Bull Riding is a 3-day event where world-famous cowboys vie for a chance to add to their season totals and move up in world rankings. And the best part, it's all for a good cause, with every dollar going toward empowering local youth. Just ask Rodeo Hall of Famer Leon Coffey. So let's talk about these pants. There's something special about them. So who made them and why are you wearing them?
There's not a lot of stars or anybody or any kind of celebrities that come down and visit these schools or anything. So these kids really think a lot of me down here. And Rob's school has made me a pair of pants every year for about 4 years now. So I wear them everywhere in the United States. But it gives these kids something that they don't get all the time, and for me to wear it, it's a great honor for me to wear it for them.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it.
And I love that this sport does so much for the community, and I love that you get to travel with it and show the world Uvalde, Texas.
Uvalde, Texas. You know, not many people can do that, so
Yeah.
I'm privileged.
And in true rodeo fashion, the night was packed with tons of entertainment. But one sport you may not see very often, how about American Freestyle Bullfighting?
Well, American Freestyle Bullfighting is a competition between one man and one animal. These are the same type of fighting bulls that they use in Spain or Mexico. Here in the United States, it's a complete bloodless sport. It's going to be 45 seconds of jam-packed action, you know, a lot of danger, a lot of intensity. It's going to be the most intense 45 seconds you ever witnessed.
And intense it was. Every moment of this competition kept me and everyone around me on the edge of our seats. And then it was time for the final rides of the night. From the heart-stopping to the heroic, my favorite part had to be witnessing the best of the best in the Cactus Jack title. Alrighty, so 3 days of competition came down to this close one, but you won it all. How does this feel for you?
Oh, this feels awesome. This is a great event, and it goes towards a great cause, and I'm just happy to be here and help support that cause, and get the win is just icing on the cake, I guess.
What goes through your mind when you're eye to eye with the bull and it's coming straight at you?
I tell you what, there's probably not a guy here that was more scared than me, and I tell every guy back behind the chutes, everybody that's competing, and they know I'm the one that's scared the most, and I just give it all to God and just jump and run fast, and hopefully he don't hit me.
Hey guys, your champion for tonight. So today was absolutely amazing. We got a behind-the-scenes looks at this incredible sport. We got to talk to some of the best athletes, and we got front row seat to one of the most exhilarating shows I've ever been to. I want to say thank you to Cactus Jack Foundation for letting us come out here. We had an absolute time of our lives. Interested in learning about the Cactus Jack Foundation and about all the other events going on in Uvalde? Visit the links below to learn more. All right, that is all the time we have here today on YOLO Texas. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And remember, it's a big world, so get out and explore it. You know what they say, you only live once, Texas. We'll see y'all next time.